America, the land of freedom, and about 1,000 hidden rules nobody told you about. Today, we're diving into everyday things you probably thought were perfectly legal, but can actually land you in trouble faster than you can say, wait, that's a law? Buckle up, because this list proves that in the US, even being nice, cautious, or just plain human can get you a ticket. Let's get into it. Number one, you're walking down the street, minding your own business, when suddenly, bam, a police stop right in front of you. Out comes your phone, because hey, this is America, land of the free, home of the brave, and absolutely home of the free press, right? You think you're doing your civic duty. Maybe you're about to become the next viral hero on TikTok. But here's where reality smacks you harder than a Monday morning. Yes, you can film the police. The First Amendment is still alive. Barely. But the second you take one step too close, ask one too many questions, or breathe in the officer's personal space bubble, congratulations, you've just been promoted to obstruction of justice suspect. Next thing you know, your phone is sitting pretty inside an evidence bag, and you're starring in your very own courtroom drama titled United States versus some guy who thought he had rights. Spoiler alert, Rotten Tomatoes gives it 0%. The jury gives you 30 days probation, and the cops give you that should have known better stare. Number two, picture this. You're out in nature, hiking, living your best life. You spot a majestic bald eagle soaring overhead, the very symbol of American freedom, and then you see it. A perfect, pristine feather just lying there on the ground. Nature's gift, right? Wrong. So wrong. Turns out, under federal law, you can't even possess a bald eagle feather unless you're part of a recognized Native American tribe and have a special permit. Yep, the government treats eagle feathers like they're top secret classified material. Pick it up, put it in your backpack, and suddenly you're looking at up to a $250,000 fine and possible jail time. Imagine explaining that to your buddies. Dude, what are you in for? Oh, picked up a feather. Public enemy number one. Land of the free? More like land of don't touch anything or we'll ruin your credit score. Number three. Now, this one sounds insane, but stick with me. It's raining. Buckets of free water are falling from the sky. You think, hey, I'll grab a barrel, save a little water for my plants. Totally harmless. Except, no, apparently you've just committed theft. Yep, in states like Colorado, rainwater legally belongs to someone else. Apparently, Mother Nature signed an exclusive contract with big water companies, and you didn't read the fine print. Collect it without a permit, and technically, you're stealing. Now imagine standing in front of a judge trying to explain this. Your Honor, I didn't know it was illegal to catch water. Well, son, you should have thought about water rights before you committed sky robbery. Great. So now you're the guy who went to jail for grand larceny of clouds. Number four. You know the myth. Driving barefoot is illegal. Your grandma swears it. Your dad swears it. Heck, even that one guy from high school who failed driver's ed 3 times swears it. But guess what? In most states, it's perfectly legal. Until you crash. That's right, if you get into an accident while driving barefoot, suddenly the law changes its mind. Now you're reckless. Apparently, shoes are the thin line between responsible adult and road hazard. Picture this courtroom scene. Sir, why were you going 40 in a 35? Well, my foot slipped. Why did it slip? I wasn't wearing shoes. Life sentence, no parole. And here's a pair of Crocs for the road to hell. So yeah, you can drive barefoot, but you better have steel-toed reflexes or a really good lawyer. Number 5. Freedom of speech, baby. It's the First Amendment. You can say whatever you want, wherever you want, right? Wrong again, potty mouth. Drop an F bomb in public in the wrong state, and suddenly you're slapped with a disorderly conduct charge. Some places still have these old laws on the books, and police love using them when they're feeling cranky. So you stub your toe on the sidewalk, let out a son of a, and 2 minutes later, you're in cuffs explaining to the officer, "Sir, it was just a word." Well, son, those words disturb the peace. And nothing says peace like dragging you downtown in handcuffs. Morale of the story. In some states, you can carry a gun on your hip, but say the wrong four-letter word, and you're a menace to society. America's priorities, ladies and gentlemen. Number 6. You're driving down the road, see a cop waiting to catch speeders, and you think, hey, I'm a good citizen. I'll warn the other drivers. Teamwork makes the dream work. You give the classic friendly headlight flash. But surprise, in some states, that's considered interfering with police duties. Basically, you're helping the enemy. And the enemy is every other driver going over 65. You thought you were Robin Hood of the highways, but nope. You're suddenly an accomplice to safe driving? Imagine explaining it in court. Sir, you flashed your headlights at oncoming traffic. Yes, Your Honor, to prevent an accident. Clearly, you're a threat to society. Freedom of expression, unless it involves car lights. Then you're just asking for a ticket. Our number 7. So you move into a new apartment. The internet guy isn't coming for 2 more days. You spot an open Wi-Fi network called a Netgear. Jackpot! Free internet, right? Wrong. Technically, using a network you don't own can be treated as unauthorized access or theft of service. You're not exactly a hacker mastermind in a hoodie typing movie-style code. You're just watching cat videos from Mrs. Henderson's connection. But according to the law, you've basically committed a cybercrime. And if you think that sounds dramatic, imagine explaining this one. What are you in trouble for? Oh, I streamed 3 hours of funny raccoon videos on someone else's bandwidth. The moral here? In America, borrowing a cup of sugar from your neighbor is neighborly. Borrowing their Wi-Fi? A felony waiting to happen. Number 8. You're exhausted after a road trip and think, I'll just close my eyes in the car for a bit. It's my car, my space, my rules. Well, not so fast. Depending on where you park, this can be trespassing or loitering. Park in a private lot? Illegal. Park near a school? Definitely illegal. Park in front of a no overnight parking sign? Say hello to a ticket. And here's the kicker. If you've had a drink earlier, even if you're doing the responsible thing and not driving, many states can still slap you with a DUI just for having the keys in the ignition while you're in the car. So now you're being punished for not endangering anyone. America, the only place where taking a nap might need a lawyer. Number 9. You just got a shiny new drone. You're ready to capture epic sunset shots and maybe some cool TikToks. But then reality hits harder than a drone battery running out mid-flight. Half the country is a no-fly zone. Airports, national parks, certain city areas, government buildings. You can't fly near them without proper authorization. Some unlucky pilots have even had their drones confiscated and faced fines as high as $25,000. So, what started as a fun afternoon hobby can turn into a federal learning experience real fast. The American dream of flight is alive, as long as you have a pilot's license, a permit, and possibly a blessing from the FAA and 3 different government departments. Number 10. Thinking of adding some wow factor to your home? Maybe a pet monkey, a baby tiger, or even an alligator named Steve. Sounds cool, right? Unfortunately, animal laws vary wildly across states, and a lot of exotic pets are strictly illegal. Even harmless animals like ferrets are banned in California. Hedgehogs? Illegal in Pennsylvania. Tigers? Mostly illegal everywhere, unless you have a private zoo and zero fear of lawsuits. Buy the wrong pet, and you won't just get side eyes from your neighbors. You might get a knock on your door from animal control and the local sheriff. Suddenly, your dream of being the next Tiger King ends with you explaining why there's a lemur in your living room. In America, you can buy a flamethrower in some states, but a ferret? That's crossing the line. Number 11. Picture this. Your buddy throws out his back helping you move a couch. You think, I've got a few leftover painkillers from my own injury. I'll just help him out. You're not a doctor, but hey, you're a good friend. Except the law doesn't see it that way. Handing out prescription medication, no matter how innocent it seems, is considered distribution. Yep, in the eyes of the law, you just started a mini pharmacy in your living room. Imagine explaining that one. Sir, why are you under arrest? For kindness. The lesson? In America, it's perfectly legal to offer your neighbor a beer, but offer them an ibuprofen that wasn't prescribed to them? Suddenly, you're starring in Breaking Bad, Suburban Edition. Number 12. You're a teacher, an artist, or just a person who really likes labeling stuff. You toss a fat tip Sharpie in your bag and head downtown. What could possibly go wrong? Well, in several US cities, having graffiti tools on you, like certain markers or spray paint, can be enough for cops to suspect intent to vandalize. That's right. No graffiti, no crime committed, but you're already halfway to a mugshot because you look like a potential Banksy. It's the only time in history where being prepared to write, "Have a nice day" on a cardboard sign could get you treated like you're about to tag the Eiffel Tower. Number 13. You see a stranger's meter about to expire, and you think, I'll just throw in a quarter. Good deed of the day, done. But hold the hero cape, because in some cities, this is considered interfering with parking enforcement. Translation, you just ruined a parking officer's chance to slap someone with a $50 ticket. That quarter you dropped? Apparently, it's a felony level offense against justice. Imagine standing in court over this one. Your Honor, my crime was kindness. Yes, and we simply cannot allow that around here. Morale of the story. In America, you can spend a quarter on candy, gum, or a ride on grocery store pony. But spend it to save someone from a parking ticket? That's playing with fire. Number 14. You've seen it 1,000 times in movies. Someone crosses the street wherever they feel like it, no crosswalk in sight. We all do it. You think it's just a minor thing, right? Wrong. In many cities, jaywalking is technically illegal, and some cops enforce it with Olympic-level enthusiasm. Cross 10 feet away from the designated crosswalk, and suddenly you're public enemy number one facing a ticket that costs more than your shoes. And it doesn't matter if the road is empty except for a tumbleweed rolling by. The law is the law. Only in America can you get fined for not walking exactly where you're told. Like you're in some kind of real-life game of Simon Says Traffic Edition. Number 15. You're walking downtown. You see someone in need, and you think, I'll give them a sandwich, a bottle of water, maybe a little kindness. Sounds like basic human decency, right? Not in certain cities. Places like Orlando have laws that make feeding homeless people in public without a permit illegal. The reasoning? Public safety. Apparently, giving someone food is a bigger safety hazard than, well, not giving them food. Picture the scene. You hand someone a sandwich, a police officer appears, and suddenly you're being lectured about unauthorized bread distribution. The crime compassion. In America, it's totally legal to buy 50 cheeseburgers and eat them yourself. But give just one away in the wrong place, and you might need a lawyer. Number 16. You're picturing a wholesome summer afternoon. Kids in the front yard, a cute handmade sign that says lemonade, 50 cents, and neighbors stopping by for a refreshing drink. It's the very image of childhood innocence until the law shows up. Because technically, in many places, selling lemonade without a vendor's license is illegal. That's right, a 7-year-old can't sell a cup of sugar water without government approval. And don't think this is just an urban legend. There have been actual cases where police shut down kids' lemonade stands for operating without a permit. Imagine the conversation. Ma'am, your daughter is in violation of Health Code 5.2. She's 7. Yes. And she's a repeat offender. Last week, it was Kool-Aid. It's enough to make you wonder if the real American dream is just filling out paperwork. Number 17. You're driving along a country road and spot a deer that didn't make it to the other side. You think, waste not, want not. Free dinner. But unless you're in one of the few states that allow it, collecting roadkill is illegal without a permit. Apparently, wildlife belongs to the state, even after it's had a tragic run-in with a bumper. So if you decide to toss that deer in the back of your truck, congratulations. You've gone from hungry to poacher of the interstate. And imagine this conversation with your cellmate. What are you in for? Grand theft venison. In America, you can buy frozen deer meat from a store, but heaven forbid you try to pick it up for free on the roadside. That's just uncivilized. Number 18. For most of the US, self-service gas stations are just part of life. But drive into New Jersey or parts of Oregon, and you'll quickly find out you're not allowed to touch that pump. In these states, pumping your own gas is against the law. Only trained attendants are permitted to do it, supposedly for safety reasons. The idea is that the professionals know how to handle flammable liquid better than you do. Because clearly, the rest of America is living on the edge every time we grab a gas nozzle. Tourists get especially confused. Imagine being pulled over after filling up your own tank and having to explain, "Officer, I swear I was just trying to drive." Sir, you committed unauthorized fueling. Freedom of choice? Yes, but only if that choice doesn't involve gasoline in New Jersey. Number 19. You're going through some old mail and see a stamp that looks brand new. You peel it off, stick it on another envelope, and think, hey, I just saved 55 cents. What a genius move. Bad idea. According to the United States Postal Service, reusing a stamp is mail fraud. That's right, technically a federal crime. You're not a thrifty recycler anymore. You're a dangerous outlaw in the eyes of the USPS. Imagine the trial. Mr. Johnson, you stand accused of serious postal offenses. All I did was reuse a stamp. Sir, that's basically the same as robbing a bank. Only in America can saving loose change be a potential federal case, but buying overpriced avocado toast is perfectly fine. Number 20. For decades, the song Happy Birthday wasn't free to sing. It was copyrighted, meaning restaurants could be fined for singing it without paying royalties. So, for years, servers in places like Applebee's would sing those weird alternative birthday songs. Happy, happy birthday from all of us to you. Just to avoid breaking the law. Blowing out candles? Totally fine. Eating cake? No problem. Singing 4 little words that have been sung since the dawn of time? That was a federal offense until 2016, when a court finally ruled the song was public domain. So, yes, America spent nearly a century making it illegal to sing one of the most common songs on the planet. Land of the free, but only if your celebrations don't violate intellectual property laws. Number 21. Wearing body armor while committing a crime. This one's a real only in America special. You're already doing something that'll land you in trouble, but if you happen to be wearing protective gear, congratulations, you've just leveled up your legal problems. The logic, apparently, trying to stay safe while doing something you shouldn't be doing makes you extra guilty. It's like the law saying, sure, you were making bad choices, but the fact you didn't want to get hurt while making those bad choices, now that's unacceptable. So picture it. You're standing in court guilty of a serious mistake. And the judge says, you know what really makes this worse? You wore a vest. Because in America, safety first. Unless you're already on the wrong side of the law, in which case, safety is a crime too. Number 22. We all know speeding tickets are a thing, but did you know going way under the speed limit can also get you pulled over? Apparently, driving too safe is unsafe. Imagine this. You're going 25 on a 45-mile-per-hour road because you're being cautious, and a police car pulls up behind you. Suddenly, you're a road hazard just for not wanting to star in a Fast and Furious remake. In some states, impeding traffic is a ticket-worthy offense. So the lesson is clear. In America, you can get punished for going too fast or too slow. Finding the Goldilocks speed is the only safe option, assuming you guess correctly what speed the officer considers just right today. Number 23. You're biking through town, feeling the breeze, letting go of the handlebars for a second to stretch your arms or maybe sip your drink. Freedom on two wheels, right? Not exactly. In many states, it's illegal to ride without at least one hand on the handlebars. Some places even require both hands unless you're signaling a turn. The reasoning? Safety. But it feels more like the cycling version of no fun allowed. Picture the scene. You're coasting down the street, hands in the air like you're celebrating a Tour de France victory. And suddenly, a police officer steps out. Sir, we're going to have to write you up for extreme relaxation while biking. Because apparently, even gravity-assisted coasting can be a crime if your hands aren't where the law wants them to be. Number 24. You're on a hike surrounded by beautiful scenery, and you see the perfect wildflower. You think, one little flower won't hurt anything? I'll just take it as a souvenir. Well, the US government disagrees. In national parks and many state parks, picking wildflowers or disturbing plants is illegal. The fines can be surprisingly steep, hundreds of dollars for a daisy. Yep, that free flower is anything but free. Rangers take this seriously too. Imagine being stopped and questioned over a tiny blossom in your hand. Sir, did you just pick that flower? Yes? That's gonna be $500. The rule of thumb? Look, don't touch. In American parks, nature is for observing only. Souvenirs come from the gift shop, not the ground. Number 25. TV shows make it look easy. Someone panics, runs to the bathroom, flushes the evidence, problem solved. But in the real world, flushing hazardous substances down the drain can actually get you in serious trouble. It's considered environmental pollution because wastewater treatment plants aren't equipped to handle everything people try to dispose of that way. Authorities have charged people for contaminating water sources this way. And yes, your bathroom can absolutely become Exhibit A. Even your toilet might turn into a snitch, betraying you one flush at a time. So next time you think you can just make it disappear, remember, the pipes don't lie, and the fines for polluting water are no joke. And there you have it. Just a few more totally normal things that could turn you into a criminal mastermind in the land of the free. Makes you wonder how any of us survive a trip to the grocery store without accidentally breaking 10 different laws. If you enjoyed this little tour of America's strangest rules, hit that subscribe button because trust me, we've got plenty more where this came from. And drop a comment below. What's the weirdest or most ridiculous law you've ever heard of? Who knows? It might make it into the next video.